Hello all, today I'm coming at you from Forest Baptist Church, the old Forest Baptist Church in Forest, Virginia. Behind the old church is a cemetery, which is still in use today, and buried there is one of the Bedford Boys. If you're not familiar with who the Bedford Boys are, they were a group of soldiers from Bedford County who fought in World War II. They got a lot of notoriety, though, with a book that was written titled The Bedford Boys about their time building up to World War II and then about their service in World War II. Now, the reason they are so famous is because on D-Day, they were part of the first wave of soldiers to go into Normandy Beach. They landed on Omaha Beach, the Dog Green sector, which was one of the worst ones to land on. If you've seen Saving Private Ryan, that actually portrays the landing there at the Dog Green sector on Omaha Beach. Being in that first wave, casualties were very, very high for them. 19 of the Bedford Boys died on that day. 3 more would be killed later during the war, but 19 of them died on that day. After that, families could choose if their son would be buried in France or if they would be brought back and buried here in the United States. About half the families chose for their family members to be brought back here, and that's why we are here at Forest Baptist Church today to visit one of these heroes. So I'm going to be going over there and looking. You can see here, this is the back of the church, and this is the graveyard here. And you will see the plot right out there where he is buried. It's the White family plot right in the back of the church. And this is his grave right here. Staff Sergeant Gordon H. White, Jr. He had actually signed up for the National Guard in 1939 and then was brought into the Army as a result of our involvement getting started in World War II. He was in that first wave of soldiers that died. From what I have read about him, he actually made it off of his boat onto the beach, and then the German machine gunners started firing and basically wiped out him and his entire boat all that day. So a little bit more about Gordon H. White. He actually went by Henry. His family said that he was very much into farming. He had quite the passion for that. In fact, when he would get home from school every day, he would immediately change into his clothes and head out to the farm. And what I'm telling you are stories from the author of the book, The Actual Bedford Boys, about his life and death. Now, buried right next to him is his mother, Rose. Rose, they said, was beset with grief after her son passed away, and actually when his body was brought back in 1944, she had a massive stroke the day after his body was brought back here, which kind of crippled her for the rest of her life. This is his father, Henry's father, Gordon H. White Sr. He'd actually lived to 1995, and he was interviewed for the Bedford Boys book, but a common thing that he said was that World War II took both his son and his wife. And I think one of the biggest things that we can take from this and from any war is that a lot of people don't think about the effect that it has on families, and how a lot of times families are the ones that, you know, truly suffer the most in the end, because they're the ones that are around for years and years and years to kind of suffer the blowback from their loved ones dying at war. So we should remember both the heroes and their families as well. So that's going to be it from here. Just remember to thank a veteran or someone else for their service, And like I tell my students, try to get their stories, try to document those, because those are incredible stories, and those really do keep history going on, is the good stories that you'll hear from them. And it's something that you can pass on to other people, and we can remember the heroics and everything that these people did for our country.